Hello and Chodesh Tov. It's wonderful to be back, to be able to provide a Parsha recap on a Tuesday. We haven't had a sort of normal Tuesday in almost a month because of the wonderful Chagim. But now that we see those wonderful Chagim in the rearview mirror, we have routine. The month of Cheshvan doesn't have any Chagim. I remember that one of my classmates in rabbinical school, who was a little bit of a kibitzer, somebody who liked to poke fun at things, printed T-shirts and tried to sell them. And on the T-shirt it said, "Pulpit rabbis in favor of Cheshvan." I thought that was a really cute and funny phrase to be able to demonstrate how it's sometimes nice to be able to cross the finish line after the Chagim, but it's also nice to be able to have the regularity and the routine of Cheshvan and to seize the opportunities that routine has to offer to us in the spiritual realm. And so there's a piece of Torah that I'm going to share with you this week from Rav Kook on Parshat Noach that I think addresses specifically that arena of growing within the structure of routine. The first pasuk in the Parsha describes the relationship that Noach had with HaShem. Et ha'Elohim hitalech Noach. That Noach walked with HaShem. This is a rare window, perhaps the first window that we have into a relationship between a human being and HaShem. With Adam, we have very little. There certainly is interaction, there is conversation, there's even embarrassment that takes place, but a description of an ongoing relationship with Hashem, I believe this might be the first time, the first description that we have. And we see here that Noach is described as walking with Hashem. Rashi cites the Chazal, which compares and contrasts this to the description of the relationship that Avraham, 10 generations later, shared with Hashem. There, the language is similar, but slightly different. The language there, as Rashi cites, is hitalech lefanai, that Avraham walked in front of me, and it's repeated with regard to Avraham, asher hitalachti lefanav, that he again walked before me or in front of me. Now, Rashi cites this contrasting language to demonstrate that perhaps we can compare Noach and Avraham, that Noach required a little bit of support. He needed to hold Hashem's hand in order to be able to maintain that spiritual connection. But Avraham was independent. Avraham could walk in front of Hashem and sustain the connection without having to lean on or hold on to or be dependent upon Hashem. And there is some virtue in being able to sustain a connected but independent relationship with our Creator, whereas Noach required the hand-holding. So Rashi cites that as a way of comparing or rating these two great spiritual role models. But Rav Kook says that we should take a step back and examine the metaphor of walking. Why is it that the Torah says that both Noach and Avraham walked with Hashem? It could have said that they stood with Hashem, could have said that they ran with Hashem. Those are verbs that are used elsewhere in the Torah to describe relationships with people and with Hashem. And so Rav Kook writes that the metaphor of walking is significant because after Adam HaRishon sinned, the natural order of the world underwent a drastic shift. Hashem did not seek to correct this shift instantaneously. Rather, he charged humanity with gradually correcting itself, repairing the universe in stages until the day arrives in history where there is mass recognition of Hashem. This is the inner significance of the walk of the righteous. It's a slow but steady moral progression. The metaphor of walking, of moving and progressing with a steady, slow but steady pace, I think is an appropriate one for us to consider as we enter into the month of Cheshvan, a month of routine, where we're not sprinting and we're not stopping like we were during the month of Tishrei, with a lot of stop and go with the Chagim back and forth between our work life and our shul life. With Cheshvan, there is more order and structure and routine, and there is a lot of potential within that routine to make progress methodically by sustaining that pace of walking. So we should look to Avraham, who walked perhaps a little bit ahead, and Noach, who walked with HaShem, as role models for spiritual achievement in the weeks of Cheshvan ahead. Looking forward to seeing you in Shul. Have a wonderful rest of the day.